Yeah, life study.
बदल है ना बार बदल है ना दूसरा बदल के बाद गुरुवार
ते अगदी फक्त ते क्रिकेटच्या साईडला मध्यंतरी वर्ल्ड कपच्या आता खेळला झाला
हा रविवार येईल तो नाही
हा सोडून बोलला
खाली ठेवले ना kept below.
Writings? No. I'm taking it down. You're doing this Mother Goddess.
Your life study.
Give me a moment, Anu.
Oh, battery.
Ready?
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah. Once again, slightly, it turn more towards the camera. Okay? Yes. Move it back. Take it back. Yeah. Once again. Slowly.
Ready?
Hold.
But to make it
But
very
don't,
slow. Make it
light
very
steady.
slow, huh?
Yeah, light steady. Light green.
At the Film Institute.
No, Pune University. I've done my course in mass communication.
Ah,
Rolling, man.
Rolling? Doctor, give us a brief introduction about yourself.
I am Professor Harsh Dehejia, and I'm a professor of religion and aesthetics at Carleton University in Ottawa in Canada. And my special interest is in ancient Indian culture.
Coming to the contemporary beauty of winning so many contests, Miss Universe, Miss World, do you think they represent the Indian beauty in its true sense?
In one sense, yes. I mean, after all, they are Indian, they come from India, and they bring us great honor. So in that sense, they, of course, they are Indian. But does it have any relevance to our ancient concepts of beauty? And I'd say no. They seem to have become a global, international kind of beauties, if you like. And the fact that they are winning competitions abroad, obviously their beauty seems to appeal to those kind of judges and judgments. But if you really ask me, does it represent any, have any relevance or connections to ancient Indian beauty, I'd say no.
Or even beauty today. So you're talking about contemporary beauty, not relating to the ancient Indian concepts of beauty.
Right.
Can you say how, and can you explain?
Well, a couple of things. Of course, I must begin by saying that we do not have any chronicles about ancient India, whether it is beauty or politics or religion or whatever. And therefore, we have to go by what we find in art, whether literature, sculpture, painting, and so on, poetry, drama. We do not have a day-by-day or a year-by-year chronicle or a journal of ancient India, which is, in a way, a deficiency of our culture. It's only as late as the 7th century when Yun Sang, the Chinese traveler, pilgrim, came and recorded what he saw. And then, of course, later on, the Mughals were particularly keen on recording history. So we really don't have a chronicle of ancient Indian history. But we have art, ancient Indian art, Sahitya, Shilpa, painting, Chitra, and so on. And there are a couple of things that emerge about beauty in ancient India. One, that sensuality and beauty were never repressed, they were expressed, they were affirmed, they were celebrated. Ancient Indian culture, if you like, ancient Hindu culture, believed in expressing sensuality and enjoying it. Secondly, this kind of beauty in ancient India was related either to temples. We have this beautiful, sensuous women in temples, temple sculpture that is, Surasundaris, the Madanikas and so on. But that whole culture of beauty is sort of grounded or tethered to the earth, to the tree in particular. Even as way back as the Indus Valley civilization, we have women like Yakshis, pre-Yakshis, who are part of the tree culture. They derive their beauty from the tree and in turn give their beauty and fertility to the tree. There was that ongoing connection between the trees, the flowers, and the beauty of the woman. That is one very important aspect which I think is missing in modern concepts and expressions of beauty, in the ethos of beauty. We had that very strong connection with the tree, the plants, the rivers, and so on. Secondly, beauty was also connected with romance in ancient India, whether it was the sensuous woman in Kalidas or Jayadeva or all the beautiful romantic poetry that came later on, that a Naika was beautiful and at the same time romantic. And therefore, her beauty in that sense was an offering to her beloved. This was part and parcel of beauty for us, of a woman in ancient India or even medieval India. Such is not the case in modern India or contemporary India. Beauty is just beauty by itself. And there again, that what I call the catwalk beauty, beauty for competitions. Does that really reflect contemporary beauty? I'm not sure. I can't comment on that, but I have some misgivings about that kind of beauty. But then again, the question can be raised, the beauty that we see in ancient Indian art, temple, literature and painting, does that reflect the beauty of those days? It may not. It's idealized. It's not actual beauty. We really don't know how women look like in ancient India.
How would you define classical Indian beauty?
As I said, classical Indian beauty is not by itself. It's not de novo. It doesn't stand on its own. It is connected, tethered, arises from the earth, and sort of is an offering either to the deity in a temple or to the beloved in a romantic situation. The classical example of beauty in ancient India for us is Parvati. Parvati is considered the most sensuous, the most beautiful woman of Shankaracharya, and so on. So that classical beauty is, there is a sense of auchitya, appropriateness about that. There is also a sense of purnatva, fullness, wholeness. It doesn't stand on its own. Parvati's beauty is related all the time to Shiva. Radha's beauty is related or finds a connection with Krishna, and so on. The beauty of Surasundaris is connected to the deity in the temple. In the temple, Devdasis, the dancers and so on, and again part of bhakti. So there is that connection between beauty and bhakti, beauty and romance, beauty as an offering and so on, which I don't see in contemporary Indian beauty or international beauty.
That day when we were discussing, you said something about bhava being very important.
Exactly. Beauty, as I said, if it is connected with bhakti on the one hand, with romance, with shringar rasa on the other, the animating principle of beauty in a woman is not just her eyes and her cosmetics and her clothes and her jewelry and so on, but it is the emotion that she portrays, that she feels at that time. And that emotion can vary, as we said, as has been said, from minute to minute. And that is why we say beauty changes from minute to minute, because the emotion of the romantic woman while waiting for her beloved, the emotion when she is disappointed that the beloved hasn't come, the mood when the beloved is present with him, with her. These are all different moods at different times, and it can vary from one minute to the other. So it is the mood of the woman, the rasa, that animates that beauty. And that rasa then is tied to bhakti or romance or whatever. So that is the animating principle of beauty, which again I find is missing in modern India and modern international beauty.
Why? Why do you think so?
I'm not sure what mood they are in. What is the mood that these modern Miss Universes and Miss World and Miss whatever, what are they expressing?
You say it's a facade. I mean, you feel it's a very superficial thing. It's not genuine.
No, it's genuine in that she's a very beautiful person. There's no question about it. But what is the mood that she's expressing? I can't put a finger on it. Is it a mood of arrogance? Is it a mood of self-assertiveness? Is it a mood that I'm very beautiful? Is it a mood that although I'm Indian, I'm still international? Is it a commercial mood? Is it a mood or a feeling that I'm so beautiful that I should be a model, I should be a film actress, I should be on the cover of magazines?
So, the Indian standards of beauty now are catering to international standards.
Exactly. And in doing that, not only have we lost ancient Indian concepts of beauty, but somewhere along the line we've also lost that very beautiful rasa, the shringar rasa, the bhakti rasa that was present in Indian women. I cannot make out what the rasa, what the bhava of these international beauties, including Indian beauties, is. I don't know what's going through their mind. Excitement, sure, fun, pleasure, thrill, pride, all of that is fine. But is there a subtle, what kind of a subtle rasa is going through their mind? I can't make out.
I'm made to order beauty. I mean, I can change my smile, I can change my eyes, I can change everything I want to. Were such procedures existing in the...
We don't know if there were all these things, but of course we have great descriptions of how cosmetics are to be made. I mean, you look at even Ayurveda, you will find descriptions of how various ointments and perfumes and so on are to be made, how kajal is to be made and how kajal is to be applied, how vermilion is to be applied, the tilak and so on. The jewelry, with great descriptions of jewelry, but we don't have smile doctors and dentists and psychiatrists and others telling them how that beauty is to be made or portrayed.
I mean, can we derive, I mean, can we conclude that were they conscious of beauty? I mean, were they beauty conscious or?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they were looking at themselves in the mirror, like the Madanika Darpanas as they are called, the mirror of a beautiful woman. She wanted to make sure that she is beautiful. But again, that self-awareness of the beauty in its ultimate moments was to make sure that she is going to appeal to her beloved, that she starts looking in the mirror. There are all kinds of paintings and sculptures of a woman looking at a mirror, self-conscious, self-aware, self-confident of her own beauty. But in the final moments of looking at herself in a mirror, she wants to ensure that her beauty will be a perfect offering to her beloved, be it God, be it her beloved person.
What is the significance of women holding a tree or near a tree?
The significance, as I said, is that her beauty is not isolated. Her beauty, her very astitva is connected with that of the world around her. The rasa of the tree is her rasa. The fertility of the tree is her fertility. By touching the tree, she makes the tree come into blossom. And the tree in turn confers that whole beauty and fertility of the tree to that woman. So there is that back and forth connection between that beauty, that woman on the one hand and the tree on the other. And we have numerous such depictions. Even when she's reading a love letter, Patra Lekha, the sensuous, beautiful woman who's received a letter from her beloved and she's reading a letter, she will hold a branch of a tree over her head as she's reading the letter, and so on and on. The connection with the tree are numerous, and they're more than superficial in meaning.
So were there things like, were there concepts like defining that this is how an unmarried girl should look, and this is how a married woman should be, and this is how a mother should be? Were there certain concepts like that?
They were
dressing up and for...
Well, they were concepts not so much in a didactic sense. They weren't telling you exactly what to do, but there were all these characters. There was Parvati before her marriage, there was Parvati during her marriage, there was Parvati after her marriage, there is Parvati with the children. So you have in the same Parvati different aspects of her life, and they would describe different features of that Parvati, and therefore you would derive saying, this is how an unmarried woman should look like, and this is how a married woman should dress and behave. This is what you should do during your marriage ceremony, and so on. Likewise with Radha and Krishna. Radha and Krishna were not married, but there was that romantic love, and this is how she would dress or behave, and so on. There was that great connection with seasons, beauty and seasons. Seasons were very important for us in ancient India, that with different seasons came different costumes, different food, different moods. And Radha in different months would look very different, would behave differently, would feel differently. It was very attached to the seasons. The beauty of Ashwin was different from the beauty of Margshish, and so on. So that great connection with the world around them, whether it is seasons, whether it is trees, whether it is the deity or the beloved.
That's all.
Thank you. Hope it works for you.